The Orlando Magic today stands as a budding team who, with Paolo Banchero, has made the playoffs with their picks and grind. But how did this rookie team evolve? Well, this is the story of how they did it. After winning Mr. Basketball and College Player of the Year, Nick Anderson, Illinois was selected by the Magic in the first round of the 1989 NBA draft in their inaugural year. He was the first player selected by the squad as the 11th pick. On October 13, 1989, the Magic played their first-ever exhibition match against the Detroit Pistons, who were the reigning champions at the time. The Magic prevailed, where Nick Anderson was quoted saying it was like Game 7 of the playoffs. The 1989-1990 season capped off with a terrible 18-64 record. A terrible start, but it wouldn't necessarily define what the team would be in the following years. As in the 1990 and 1991 season, nothing would change. Except for the 1992 draft, and that's where a legend would come to play. On June 24, the Magic drafted Shaq with the first pick. And that was when everything changed, as the Magic were winning more and more and more. Eventually, at the end of their season, they managed to get a 41-win record, which isn't a lot, but originally they were at 18 wins, so this was a massive upgrade. And after that monumental 1992-1993 season, good things were to come next season with Shaq, as they would soon reach the playoffs with a graceful 50-win record. However, we have to talk about the 1993 draft, in which they drafted C. Webb, aka Chris Webb. Well, originally, but they soon traded for Anthony Hardaway, aka Penny Hardaway, in reason we'll get in maybe another video, or maybe never. But anyway, after Penny joined the team, him and Shaq lead them to a 50-win record. However, their efforts would not come to fruition come playoff time, as they were dogpiled on by the Pacers and wouldn't win any games at all. A tough loss, but Penny and Shaq would show in the playoffs to be great players and play the greatest game they had ever. And that great game would follow them into the 1994 through 1995 season, where Penny and Shaq would play heralding games all season. And these heralding games would follow up with a massive 57-win record. An amazing rise for the Magic, not to mention in the draft where they drafted Horace Grant, a really great wing for them. Anyhow, this great record would help them annihilate the Celtics, the Pacers, and surprisingly the Bulls. But then they would get swept yet again, this time by the Houston Rockets. A great run the playoffs, but would be halted by the Rockets. And the same would follow in the 1995 through 1996 season, where they would win against the Hawks and the Pistons before losing to the Bulls. However, something would change in the 96 off-season, and this would leave a massive impact to the Magic. Shaq would join LA, and would mark the end of the Shaq era, but would bring light to Penny's leadership. But Penny's leadership wasn't that impactful. Well, at least this season, as he only played 52 games due to a knee injury. But those 52 games were the best 52 games he ever played, as he landed his team to a 47-win record and landed into the All-Star game. Anyway, when they reached the playoffs, the Magic, where they put up a good fight against the Heat before losing. Some might say it was not a good playoff run, but I'd argue if you look at the team overall. And soon mediocrity would follow in the coming years. Until we get to 1999, where they hired a rookie, Doc Rivers, and in 2000 where they managed to sign the one and only Tracy McGrady. McGrady guided the Magic to a winning 40-238 record in 2001-2. Due to his persistent ankle ailment, Hill was unable to play for the most of the season. The team's nucleus consisted of McGrady, Armstrong, Miller, and three-point shooter Pat Garrity. McGrady was named to the All-NBA team for the first time and to the All-Star team twice in a row. But the Charlotte Hornets, spearheaded by Baron Davis, upset the Magic 3-1 in the opening round of the playoffs. The Magic's 15th season, 2003-04, proved to be one of its most difficult yet. The Magic struggled early on, despite signing seasoned free agents Tyronn Lue and Juwan Howard. After winning their first game, the Magic went on to lose 19 straight games, a franchise record. They never recovered, finishing 21-61, the poorest record in the NBA. Then we jump all the way to 2004 where McGrady requests for a trade. But this trade would get the most notable Magic star and one of the strongest centers ever, Dwight Howard. And after Dwight was drafted, everything went uphill. But their rookie team just needed a bit more touched until we reached 2007 where Dwight helped the 07 Magic get to the playoffs. However, they again got swept, this time by the Pistons, but they didn't let that stop them. As in the 08 season they won against the Raps before losing again to the Pistons, and after constant losing, Dwight requested a trade sending him to the Lakers. But that wouldn't stop a rebuilding Magic team. After trading Dwight Howard, the Magic began rebuilding with Maurice Harkless and Nikola Vucevic. The Magic concluded the 2013-14 season with a 23-59 record, ranking third poorest in the NBA. The draft lottery awarded them the fourth pick in the 2014 NBA draft. In the draft, they chose Aaron Gordon with the fourth pick and Dario Saric with the 12th. Saric was then traded for the 10th overall pick, Elfrid Payton, in return for a 2017 first-round pick and a future second-round pick. Devin Marble was taken 56th overall in the second round. But anyway, after all of this rebuilding nonsense, what happened? Well, the Magic got into the playoffs with their new budding star, Paolo Banchero. And that is all for the Orlando Magic. If you'd like to see more, please do subscribe, and with that I'll post more for you. Stay safe.